Daily Horror Nights, Volcano Bay, and Lee's favorite name of a roller coaster ever, VelociCoaster. You're listening to episode 423 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are so glad to have you, as always. Always a good time, always fun, always got things to talk about, right? But I'm not going to be talking about myself here. With me, I have the lovely Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
And the one and only Lee.
I am not talking about the name of that coaster.
Your favorite coaster. I got it, buddy. I got it.
I just can't do it.
Yes. It's got to come to terms with it, man. We can do this together. I'm here for you. I am here for you.
Yeah, so is everybody else laughing the off when that got announced.
Yes. And all right. So let's, I guess, jump straight into this. We got a little clip from Darren.
What's up, Internet? Darren here. Just wanted to record you guys a quick message and let you know I recently got a promotion at my job, so I have not been available on recording days, and unfortunately for the foreseeable future, that looks like it's still going to be the case. We are looking at ways to see how I can contribute to the show otherwise. I don't want to mess up the recording schedule, so we're looking into that, seeing what I can do, coming up with ideas for those kind of things. Until then, I'll be still involved in the Facebook group and everything and be talking to you guys there. Again, wish I could be on, and I do miss you guys a whole lot. So until next time, good night, Internet.
Yeah.
We miss you too, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
He's still about. I think he did this month in history.
Good.
And there's a couple of pre-recorded episodes we've got coming out over Christmas that we always take that time off that he's on. So he's still about.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's weird. There might be people listening now like, Darren, who the hell's Darren?
Oh.
This could be their first episode. Or last week could have been the first episode and never don't even know who he is.
It could be. When they go backwards through the back catalogue, they'll soon find out.
Yeah, long time. So yeah.
Yeah. It can be like with Jeff, right? He went through everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bless
So
him.
if you want to torture yourself and go through everything like Jeff did, go listen back. Find out previous hosts.
Yep.
Yeah, there is another one.
Yeah.
Yes. Once upon a time, there were only two.
Yes, and then there were three, and then there was still three, but a different one, and then there was four. And then there was another four. Oh, no, it went back to three, and then there was another four.
It's just a lot of fun, like I said. All right. So let's, I guess, jump into the news. Tracy?
Yeah. Now, 2 weeks ago, we discussed the opening of the two haunted houses at Universal Studios Florida, and we speculated whether that test would be successful and that it lead them to doing it more regularly. Well, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Now, all of the Halloween editions we spoke about back on episode 421 are now available daily and began back on October the 3rd and will continue through until November the 1st. That means day guests can celebrate the spooky season by donning Halloween costumes. Now I like that. While visiting the theme parks, they can take part in trick-or-treating at Islands of Adventure, embark on the Scarecrow Stalk, a fun scavenger hunt, and headlining Universal's fall lineup are the haunted houses where terrifying creatures await to haunt their every move. Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Sounds good. Access to the two haunted houses is included with theme park admission, but there may be times when the virtual line express is available for the haunted houses. For additional Halloween treats this fall, who doesn't like additional Halloween treats, guests can also stop by the popular Halloween Horror Nights Tribute Store, an immersive retail location dedicated to the legacy of the world's premier Halloween event, to purchase limited time throwback merchandise, which is awesome.
The house poster that's just been put out is amazing.
Yes.
What?
So
Another
good.
one?
Yeah, have you not seen it, Chris? Oh, it's stunning.
No,
I
why
know.
are you telling me this?
I know.
I spent so much money already.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. Yes, and you to get a taste of the horror with an assortment of nearly 20 sweet and savoury items. And there are some really cool things in there. Now you can enjoy limited time crave-worthy food, or even crave-worthy. And beverage options to celebrate the season. In Universal Studios, this includes a variety of Halloween-themed drinks like the frozen candy corn beverage. Do they have that every year, don't they?
I think they've had it the last couple of years.
Yeah. And that's at the all-new Skeleton Bar at Cafe La Bamba.
Chris, you need to go and let us know what that's like. We need to live vicariously through you.
I will do. I'll just strap a GoPro to my head and live stream it to you.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. There is the iconic staple pizza fries at Louis Italian Restaurant, and all new food trucks near the haunted houses that fear? Well, it's Halloween. That feature uniquely themed items such as Franken-fried chicken and funnel brains. And in Universal City Walk, guests can pick up the Jack the Clown and Pumpkin Spice specialty donuts at Voodoo Donut. Plus, guests can sip on specialty drinks themed after icons from the Halloween Horror Nights history at Universal Orlando's hotels, including The Director and The Chance. You can also catch a classic horror flick at Universal Cinema, that's on now through until October the 31st, which of course is Halloween.
Now, Chris, I know we've talked about it off air that you and Alexa are considering going up at some point to check these things out. There is a pretty decent walkthrough video of the Revenge of the Tooth Fairy house that was put out by Attractions Magazine, and Tracy and I watched it.
Okay.
I'm assuming you haven't.
No, just because since we're trying to go do that, most likely, we like to keep total darkness. So no, we haven't seen that.
Okay, well, I'm just about to spoil it all for you. Not really.
Perfect.
But I will. I will say, watching it, Tracy and I, after what we've heard, were surprised at how little the COVID things that were put in place impacted the house. It didn't feel any different from a normal house for me. Just watch. Obviously, it was only like a walkthrough. The plexiglass didn't really seem to make any difference.
Well, it was one where I wasn't actually sure why there was any plexiglass there, because it was about 6 inches deep
it was.
and just across the mouth. It was very strange.
But it didn't feel like it made that much difference. There was still a ton of actors. I was genuinely surprised how many actors were in there, considering we'd heard they'd scaled it back quite a lot, because obviously they were trying to keep, social distancing in place. It looked like a really good original Horror Nights house.
It did.
Interesting. Yeah, I have seen the pictures of like the plexiglass that's up for the the scare actors and stuff like that. So I like that in the sense of the time that we're in, not just because But yeah, I've seen just a couple pictures. I haven't seen the walkthrough. I'm glad Universal's doing their part in there. I'm assuming they're spacing out guests as well, pulsing them through there. And hopefully guests are just following along and wearing their masks to the house and doing the best they can during these times. I think Universal's doing what they can on their end and giving fans, that feeling of Horror Nights, even though Horror Nights is not around, giving them the tribute store, the food trucks, just kind of giving you all the elements that is Halloween Horror Nights, but without actually having the event.
Yeah, I noticed, I think it was Tom Brino posted today in the Producers Club that they've put like little tents up going up to the houses, and those big like stand alone fans to keep people cool while they're queuing for the house as well, because they have been incredibly popular.
Yeah, definitely. A buddy of mine went up there last week, I think it was. And last week or the week before, and just could not get in.
No. Well, no, I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago that Chris Azell went at 9 minutes past 9 in the morning and tried to get a virtual line for it, and they were all gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, people want their Horror Nights.
Yeah, it worries me a little bit if people make trips up there for it or down there for it, depending on where you're coming from, and then like for that specifically, because people will, and then just not even be able to get in.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's also, it's a free thing they're doing.
Exactly.
So it is what it is, right? You're not paying extra for it. It's not like it's Horror Nights and you got all this stuff set up, and then if you can't go to it, you didn't lose out on money unless your whole trip was based on that. But that's not the tickets they're selling you. They're selling you tickets to the park.
Yeah.
So
I wonder how many unsuspecting guests will take their younger children in there not really knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a walkthrough attraction. Come on, little Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like
it's daytime. I'm sure nothing's scary in there.
I wonder as well, there's been speculation for a long time about them putting a daytime haunted house in, obviously, you know, with The Walking Dead over in Hollywood, and then them doing the Stranger Things house from last year?
Mm-hmm.
No, the year before, sorry.
Year before, yeah.
On Stranger Things Day, whether doing this during the day will make them have a look at that a little bit harder.
You mean like for future Horror Nights?
No, I mean in putting one in the park on a daily basis.
Year round?
Yeah. There's been rumours for a while. And, you know, the Walking Dead at Hollywood didn't last that long, but it was there. I'd love to see something like that. I don't understand why you wouldn't promote your premiere event to people who wouldn't necessarily look at something like that. If you had a house that was maybe not quite as intense as a Horror Nights house, but something maybe 60% Horror Nights for people to go, this is awesome, and then go, oh, by the way, you know we do this every year.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to do that. And I mean, it would be cool to have that. The Walking Dead one, I know, had its novelty kind of wear off after a year or so. But, you know, if they had something in there that really shares that synergy with the park, and you can go back to just Universal Monsters. If you had some kind of walkthrough thing of Universal Monsters, it's another attraction. It will, you know, again, eat up crowds and things like that. And if you do it right, you can have some, you know, if you're having a year-round house like that, you can put a little bit more effort into kind of the technology that's in there and do some really cool things.
And then even change it out every year if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you develop it right, you can just have like a bare bones things that is cost effective to change out.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I would be well up for that. I think it'd be awesome. Like I said, I don't understand why they don't theme the horror makeup show around Halloween Horror Nights. It just does it's perfect.
That one's just a strange one,
Yeah.
especially with like all the things that they could do, the extra charge items that they could do for that as well. It's really weird.
It's very strange.
Yeah. There are very many strange things this year.
Yeah.
And, not to segue, but you know, as this year continues to be very strange, last week, Universal Orlando announced that Volcano Bay Water Theme Park will be closed from November 2nd this year, 2020, and remain closed through March 1st, 2021. Very sad times, guys.
So here's the question. Why? They don't normally close it during the winter months, do they?
No. And the best guess I have is they don't have international travelers.
True.
South Floridians or Floridians, right? For the most part, will not go inside of the beach, water, or pools, or anything for that matter, past September, October. I know it sounds insane, but that's already cold for us.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course you have a Canadian come down here, come in December, it's the warmest water they ever had. Got that. But for us and the crowds that they have going in there, I don't think it's cost effective. And that would be my best guess, even though I know it's supposed to be heated, like the water over there, but it's not that heated because we were there that day on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And the big area where the volcano was freezing cold.
I wonder how much COVID's played into it, though. Because I know you said that when you went, it was a mess.
That was the thing that threw me off, because that day it was slammed. It was completely packed. It was the most packed I've ever seen that park. And I literally went there the weekend after it opened. So very, very weird move. And again, my only guess is that it's Floridians don't want to go in there when it's cold, and they won't have enough, ticket sales to do that. So, but I mean, as much as I'm sad about this happening, we got like a letter or an email the other day that came in because we have a 3-park pass.
Yes.
So they're extending our passes out 2 months for this closure at Volcano Bay.
Even though it's closed for 5.
Yeah, but Alexa said the same exact thing. And I was like, I guess they have to come up with like some kind of monetary value associated with what it is adding a Volcano Bay for those 5 months, and then kind of extrapolate that to a 3-park pass. And I think that's where they came out with that 2-month number, which I am extremely happy with, because again, me and Alexa will not be inside. Well, we're not going to go to that park until all this is over, but in a real world scenario, right? we would never have gone between March and November just because it'd be freezing. We won't go back there until May, June, depending on the weather. So
yeah, but that
kind of works out for us.
That extension's for all 3 parks then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we get another 2 months out of it.
Yeah, they'll just add 2 months on the end of it, won't
Yeah,
they?
so it's not just Volcano Bay, it's for all 3. So yeah, that's quite fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, Chris. You and I spoke about it when the parks were closed, that we speculated whether Volcano Bay would even open again this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it did.
We were surprised.
Very surprised.
And even more surprised how it's been. It's just a strange one, isn't it, when you're trying to get people to wear masks and stay away from people that the way it's set up, you don't have to wear a mask at the park because obviously it's wearing a mask in a water park is going to put you in danger.
That's exactly the thing. It's not having to wear a mask, is you're forced not to wear a mask. So even when I would sign a waiver, go, if I get waterboarded myself, that's fine. I waterboarded myself, but they would not even allow us to wear like a water gator, in the lazy river or something like that. So it's one of those strange situations where you're forced that you cannot wear that.
Yeah, it is a strange one. I don't know whether I would want to go to a water park. Like my comfort level, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Do I really want to be in a water park with no one else wearing masks?
No, and Lee, on top of that, like I said, it was slammed to the brim. The most I've ever seen it packed. You couldn't avoid somebody else even if you tried.
Yeah. Well, in a lazy river, you cannot socially distance from anyone. There's no way. Like, how many times you end up someone's ass on them, even when you're trying to get away from them and you're like, no. And I'm like, sorry, I'm coming through.
Yeah. Well, especially like for the people listening that know that area of the, I always forget the names. Not the lazy river, but like the rough river.
The Tiawa. The Fearless
Tiawa,
River.
right? I think it's Tiawa. Anyways, there's like a certain section there where everybody always crowds up in because it's where they dump all the water like every few minutes.
Right.
And you get this giant wave and you just have like tons of kids and adults just kind of grabbing, each other and holding onto that section, which they are still doing. And then you can just be like an innocent bystander, just, chilling. And then out of nowhere that happens and like 30 people are on top of you and,
It was interesting again. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I was talking about one of the girls at work and I looked at, because I was like, are the other water parks open in the area? Both Disney water parks are still closed. Discovery Cove is still open. And I think Aquatica is open. But you have to
Discovery Park makes sense to me because that's a lot, it's more of a, you can have general population activities there, but there's a lot of like individual things to do there.
It's very spaced out anyway.
Exactly. And then you have the draw of the animals like that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Aquatica's open. Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach aren't. It's interesting that Universal felt they could open Volcano Bay, but Disney closed both of theirs still.
Yeah. It's a weird one. And like I said, we have our passes depending on what happens next year. Yeah. Obviously, got to keep track of everything going on. But when renewal time comes around, which funny enough, it'll be around February, March when we have to renew after these 2 months extensions that we have.
Yeah.
We'll have to just assess the situation at that time and go, how do things look? And if anything, just drop down to like a 2-park pass for that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even though I love, we love going to Volcano Bay, but for us, it was just a little too much that time.
You got to weigh it all up, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm tired of this year now.
I know.
Oh, me too, man. Me too.
I know what I was saying. As of recording this, we would have been, back at the hotel getting ready for our first scare actor dining. We'd have been going to scare actor dining in about an hour on the Saturday night of the weekend.
Frankenstein would have been killing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this when it comes out, the weekend would have finished about an hour and a half ago.
Oh, wow. Been meeting Julie?
As of recording, today we would have done. Yeah,
and Darren briefly outside.
as he was 3 a.m. drunk at 7:30.
That was awesome.
It just, I'm going to get all miserable. I'm bringing it down a notch. It just shows you how much the world has changed in a year. That this time last year we were in the middle of the best week of our lives, and now it's like the worst life.
It's not the worst
me,
life.
man. As like after last year, all I could think about is us doing like another RIP tour this year.
Yeah.
Which
it was happening.
I mean, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had at Horror Nights. Not just because, obviously you get to skip the lines and go in there, but just the group we had. I mean, the amount of fun we had, I cannot describe. It was just amazing. Like everybody got along. It was just such a fun time. And Rich, our RIP tour guide, he was amazing as well. Shout out to Rich. Go see him if you ever do a VIP RIP. But yeah, it's a bummer not to being able to do that this year. It's one of the biggest things I was looking forward to.
Do you think that's what it was? We had so much fun last year that the universe went,
enough.
We need to balance things out now.
Well,
I would agree with you. Yeah, that's how it usually happens in my life. It's like whoa. Things are going too good here.
That's what Lee's saying is we had that much fun, we ruined it for the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's what it was. The universe
sounds
went...
like the premise of a Bill and Ted movie.
I think it would have been harder to take this year if we hadn't have had last year. At least we got like that amazing trip in before. Like I know February was a bit of a ropey trip, but it was still...
Oh, still great memories.
The parade floor and Strongwater Tavern, and that was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, at least we have next year to look forward to.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And the Weekender next year, which...
Oh, yes.
We learned a lot of stuff from this year. We're going to apply that to the next one, and we're going to make that one even better.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's only going to be better, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and the hype will be real once you get there, Lee. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's going to be everything you want. Just please don't eat anything bad the first day you get there and get sick on us.
I didn't eat anything bad last time. That was the problem. I didn't eat anything.
Okay,
that was the problem.
Eat something bad. Eat some tots. Eat some pizza tots.
So what happened when I ate something?
What happened?
On the RIP tour?
Oh, yeah. I don't know whether anyone listening to the show knows that. I don't think we've ever talked about it on air. Let's leave it at that, but it wasn't pretty.
Moving right along.
I feel sorry for that woman that went into that portaloo after you.
I felt sorry for myself.
I feel sorry for anybody that goes into a porta potty. How about that?
Yeah.
It was funny though, because we were like, oh, there's a woman going in straight after her. Let's wait and see her reaction. And she came out and never batted an eye, and I was gutted.
I was mortified that I had to go in there and you all sat in a semicircle around the door.
Yeah, it was great. We're just coming out at the back of it. Was it Yeti? I think we'd just done Yeti. He's like, I need to go to the bathroom. All right then. No, I mean now. Rich, Tracy needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah, they even clean the toilets out to Horror Nights too.
That was not well.
All right.
Good job I didn't get any good jump scares, wasn't there?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Well, Tracy,
Yeah.
would you like to continue this upward trend of the show now and wish some Producers Club happy birthdays?
I will indeed. We have a nice handful today.
Tons.
We do. We are going to start off with birthday twins on October the 6th. We're going to start with Jamie Schiller, the lovely Jamie Schiller's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And that is followed by the equally lovely Nick Silva Castro's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
That's a bit weird. And then on October the 8th, it is the very lovely Jane Kotsonis' birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And that is followed by the delightful Sam Radden's birthday on October the 11th. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And 2 days later, on October the 13th,
See, tons of them.
I know, it is the delightful Danny Wells' birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Danny!
And then the following day, on October the 14th,
This guy.
yeah, it is how are we going to put this?
The Meme Lord.
Oh, the meme, I like that. The meme lord himself's birthday, Cody Weitkamp. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Feliz cumpleaños, buddy.
Chris has to get one in every week.
Absolutely.
Has to be one.
Yes. The following day it is the lovely, lovely John Tyler's birthday. That's October 15th. Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday!
Happy
I'm going to
birthday.
hear him in a minute, actually.
And finally, on October the 19th, it is the very sweet and lovely Willis Ward's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Hope you all
Lots
have
of cake.
great days. Yes, and lots of cake.
Whew, October was a busy month.
It was.
Yes, it was. Cool. All right. We are going to take a quick ad break so we can pay the lights in this place. So we'll be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffle Trees in Seuss Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than wands and potions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs, earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse & Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rated customer service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you want to go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everybody. Just when you thought we were done talking Halloween Horror Nights 30 and spec maps, Horror Nights Nightmare have put one final spec map out for this year, with what they believed would have been the full house names for this year's event.
Look, it's Horror Nights. It's not going ahead. We need to talk about it as much as we can.
Yeah. Just like every other year that you don't go, but still talk about it.
True. That's what kills me every year.
So we know that Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy would have been two of them. Here are the rest. We have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Okay.
Halloween Horror Nights Icons Captured.
That leans into what we heard of commercials being filmed.
Ah, yes.
If only they can do that. Remember they were talking about that Peacock show,
Oh, yeah.
the Horror Nights thing. If they can just like release some of this behind the scenes stuff, never used, just show it to us. We'll still watch it. I don't care. So yeah, we have also Scary Horror of the Heartland.
So scary, as in scary Ohio.
Oh, Scary Ohio.
That's
Horror,
the anniversary house this year.
Yeah.
So those two houses right there were the ones that I was, they're the two.
Yeah, so close.
Mm-hmm. We also had Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin.
That
Okay.
I'm excited about. If some of these end up coming out, because that to me puts me in mind of Scarecrow the Reaping, which is the one house of the past few years that I would have been so desperate to have seen.
Yeah, that was cool. We have Puppet Theater, Captive Audience.
I like the subtitle.
Yeah. The Haunting of Hill House, which I think would have been cool.
Yes.
Good show.
Yeah.
If they did it right, it could be good.
Now remember,
Sets
we've had
could have been excellent.
now remember we've had the spec map before. These are the full titles. So the last three are kind of like, yeah, they couldn't really be anything else, could they?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Get over here, brother. and Billie Eilish.
I would
That's the
have.
full title of that house.
Yeah,
Billie
no,
Eilish.
that's what come. That was like, surely it would have been, I don't know, Billie Eilish.
out to get you.
So, I don't know, the bad guy or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
Bury a friend, or I can't believe that it was just going to be Billie Eilish.
Yeah, I mean the Beetlejuice one makes sense.
Yeah, and the Haunting of
That's
Hill
all it needs.
House. And then
Yeah.
you look at all the other ones. You know, they're all quite long titles. The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, HHN Icons Captured, Scary Horror in the Heartland, Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin, Puppet Theater, Captive Audience, and Billie Eilish. Yeah. It will be interesting to see if all of these come back next year.
Oh yeah, hopefully. I mean, most of them.
I still feel a bit weird about them opening those two houses this year and then bringing them back next year. Even though I'm not going to get to see them in person, it's still, I don't know, it's still weird.
I think you'll see them a little bit different. I think they'll be tweaked.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't think they should be having the same houses at all.
No,
That's why I didn't want them to release anymore. Just hold on to your stuff, to be honest with you. We're at this point. Horror Nights is not happening. We're having this mini Horror Nights Light. And keep the good stuff for next year.
Yeah.
We got to wait anyways, you know?
We talked about...
I don't think they should be having these houses come out.
No.
Again.
I mean, we've talked about Horror Nights before being the premier haunted event in the world that prides themselves on doing new and original houses every year, barring An American Werewolf in London, because it was such a popular house. They've never done the same house twice other than that one. So then to do a weird couple this year and then have them again next year is a little strange. It kind of goes against everything they do, and especially with it being a huge anniversary year as well.
Agreed.
I guess we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. At least we have a spec map already for next year.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to spoil all our coverage next year, isn't it? Because it's like, yeah, we've already seen this. We talked about it on 7 episodes last year. So just go back and listen to them.
Do you know what? You might end up with a bigger event because they're not going to want to sit around twiddling their thumbs. They're going to want to keep creating, so you might get some extras.
Because it's weird because you worry.
I mean, it'll be interesting to even just use this as the event's happening, you know, kind of building up next year and kind of doing comparisons, seeing what falls off the list. It's kind of like a draft pick. We're just picking out, well, what's going to stay, what's going to go, and seeing what the final 10 are.
It worries me the financial impact of what's gone on this year and how it will affect it if it does go ahead next year.
Yeah.
I think it will. I mean, Orlando itself is just getting beat up right now. Not just Universal, you know, the other theme parks as well. And with all the hotel closures and stuff like that. I mean, I wish we can say that it's just going to be a flip of the switch and everything's back to normal, but
it's not.
I don't think so.
No.
Nope.
A long recovery period everywhere.
Yeah. At least they've got a decent parent company behind them that have the money to get them through this. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah. And making that money during these times when everybody's at home. So got a little extra cash flow.
Exactly.
Cool. So let's go over to Seth with a Little Things update.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides, and I am back with a look at some little things that are new for Universal Orlando annual pass holders. First of all, Universal Orlando annual pass holder appreciation days have been extended through October 31st. Be sure to check out the Universal website for details on all of the discounts and perks that are available during this time. One unadvertised perk is that the Discovery Center in Jurassic Park has now opened its lower level on weekends as an exclusive Universal Orlando annual pass holder dining area. On another Islands of Adventure dining note, Mythos has been offering some exclusive Universal Orlando annual pass holder menu items. Ask for them next time you're dining there. And also be sure to ask for bread and butter. They're still free, but they're now only being provided on request. While you're at it, also try the new lamb meatballs, an appetizer that was recently added to the menu. Annual pass holders should also know that they will now, along with all other guests, be required to once again scan their fingers in order to enter the parks. The fingerprint scanners had been disabled due to social distancing, but are now being used again. And while they are being wiped clean in between each guest, you may request to show photo ID instead of scanning your finger if you prefer.
Yes,
now
please.
that Volcano Bay is closing from November 2nd through March of 2021, annual pass holders with a 3-park pass will be receiving an automatic 2-month extension to their pass to make up for the loss of Volcano Bay. If you prefer to get a refund and downgrade your pass, you can call guest services and they will help you out. And if you aren't yet an annual pass holder, they are currently offering discounts of up to $100 for Florida residents on annual passes.
Wow.
Finally, a few notes that you don't have to be an annual pass holder to appreciate. Some new retro-themed Universal Studios Florida face masks have appeared around the park. I've spotted face masks themed to Frankenstein's monster, E.T., and some other vintage attractions. Keep an eye out for them because they seem to be selling out quick. In another merchandise note, construction is continuing on the large new store in City Walk that has taken up many former stores, including Fossil and Fresh Produce. Still no announcement on what that store will be, but the construction walls for that recently pushed out and took over a portion of the crooked staircase leading up to the second floor of City Walk. Speaking of that staircase, it's home to Menchie's, and as of this past weekend, it has reopened at City Walk. So if you are a fan of frozen yogurt by the ounce, you're in luck.
Didn't even know it was
All right,
closed.
that's all for this time. I'm Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, and I'll be back again soon with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
Not much going on little-wise at the moment.
No.
No, I didn't even realise Menchie's was closed, to be honest. I wonder how far along the construction of that store is before they announce what the hell it's going to be.
2 days after it opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by the fact that they've extended the annual pass holder perks, they know who's coming to the parks right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Sad. It's really sad.
Sign of the times, though.
We will get through this. We
Yeah.
will make it.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the weird thing. It'd be interesting to see because I know the state of Florida have said everything can go back to normal, haven't they? They said the theme parks can operate as normal. I think have they said that they're allowing them to go up to 50% capacity, but as far as everything else, they can just have at it. But it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, my wish for Universal and Disney and all these places, basically everybody, because Florida, like you said, they opened up everything. And the day they opened that up, I already noticed a lot of changes happening at restaurants and things like that.
Yeah.
So just make good judgment calls, businesses. I know you want to get back up to 100, but do it smart, please.
Definitely.
And that goes out to Universal.
Yeah, I think they
Make
will.
the right call.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they brought the fingerprint scanners back as quick as they have.
Yeah, which I hated before even a pandemic. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at that actually, because I think a lot of people complain about them. So I don't understand why they have brought them back, especially when you've got the option to just use photo ID. But
I know the photo ID is a little bit slower for the most part. Like when we've been going since that with the IDs, it kind of drags a little bit, but they've also had less capacity. So
yeah,
Exactly.
I think it balances out.
yeah, it's not.
If they can just get rid of them altogether, that would be phenomenal.
I'm surprised they haven't. You would have thought this would have been the ideal time for them to do it, but obviously not.
Yeah, I'll buy a Tapu Tapu band and wear it all day long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not using them at Volcano Bay for the next 3 months. To switch them
Good
over.
point.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move along over to more things that Lee hates. Tracy,
Oh, thanks.
would you like to talk about this
Oh,
roller
see how you
coaster?
took that.
Well, yes, after a bit of a stumble, Universal Orlando have finally released the name and details of the new coaster going into Jurassic Park, and we are all stunned.
What?
I know. The title of the almost complete ride in Islands of Adventure is the... Come on, Lee. Say it with me.
I'm not saying it.
Come on. You know you want to.
Not saying it.
It's the Jurassic Park.
No, it isn't.
The Jurassic World even. I'm just too excited. VelociCoaster.
I'm not saying it. I am not calling it that.
Okay.
So when you go to the parks and Lee's like, I want to ride something. He's like, what are you going to ride? Jurassic Park. Just always take him to River Adventure. Always.
Yeah. Yeah. It is going to open in summer of 2021. Lee most likely will not have said that name by that point. The ride will become Florida's fastest and tallest launch coaster. So yes, opening at and Adventure, the VelociCoaster, the Jurassic World VelociCoaster, Lee.
Not listening.
Will be the world's first coaster based on the blockbuster franchise and will feature an original story that expands upon the thrills, dinosaurs and environments fans have seen on the big screen. Guests will enjoy the original cast of the films: Chris Pratt as Owen Grady, Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire Deering, and B.D. Wong as Dr. Henry Wu, as Jurassic World unveils the next evolution of its carnivore expansion, the VelociCoaster.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Riders embark on a high-speed chase and feel a rush of the hunt while racing alongside a nimble velociraptor pack. The Jurassic World VelociCoaster will raise the bar in extreme roller coaster design and become the ultimate experience for coaster enthusiasts and thrill seekers. Spanning up to more than 4,700 feet of track and reaching heights of up to 155 feet, the coaster's signature manoeuvres will have guests twisting and soaring above the land, barrel rolling just inches above water, speeding through near misses and launches within the paddock, and more. And all with just a lap restraint to hold them in place.
Yes, Michelle's already crapping herself that she's so desperate to ride it. And then why does it only have to have a lap bar?
Well, extra danger. So get ready to accelerate through 2 pulse-pounding launches, the fastest reaching 70 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds. Oof. Encounter a one-of-a-kind 360-degree barrel roll right above the Islands of Adventure Lagoon with a lap bar. Experience a zero-gravity inverted stall with a lap bar that will send riders upside down across 100 feet of track in a jaw-dropping manoeuvre that is the first of its kind. Go airborne during the towering top hat, which propels riders 155 feet into the air and immediately into an 80-degree drop, which is Universal's steepest drop yet. And then brace for a total of 12 heart-pounding seconds of airtime, the thrilling sensation of weightlessness riders feel when they're lifted from their seats through the entire adventure. Called the Jurassic World VelociCoaster. Lee's looking green.
For Jeff rides.
We need to make that video.
I haven't got a chicken outfit.
I think we can sort that.
I think we can do a GoFundMe. No
I'm
worries.
still
Lee.
never ever going to refer to it as that name. It's terrible.
What?
I'm not saying it. It's terrible. It's a terrible
what?
name. I'm not saying it. I'm just going to call it Jurassic
That.
World.
Jurassic World, that.
The Jurassic Park coaster. I'm just going to refer to it as that because it's in Jurassic Park. It's not Jurassic World. I don't even understand why they've called it Jurassic World because it's not in Jurassic World. It's in Jurassic Park.
It's a conspiracy just to annoy you.
See, the thing is this paving the way for them to change that whole land into Jurassic World now?
Most likely.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. I'd like to see them, like the Discovery Centre, to go look like the new one in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just talk about this coaster then. It looks
Amazing.
so good. It
Yes.
really does.
The one thing that's 70 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds has to be so freaking cool to feel and
I
experience.
don't think we've ridden anything that fast.
No, it's that's proper.
What's the fastest coaster? What's Cheetah Hunt? Do we know what the launch on Cheetah Hunt is?
That one does.
Fast.
I think they mentioned 60 on that one.
Rita's faster than
That's
that.
what I'm trying to think. What's Cheetah's launch? Not
No, I
Cheetah,
could
sorry,
breathe.
Rita.
I could breathe on Rita. I could breathe on Cheetah. Rita, it just what's the word I'm looking for? Not incapacitates. Not sterilizes. Come on, brain. What's the call when someone stops working?
Knackers it.
Oh, I can't remember.
Sorry, I'm looking up times right now.
Paralyzes.
Paralyzes, yeah. It kind of like paralyzes your lungs.
What? Rita? Rita? Or Cheetah Hunt?
Both of them.
I'm trying to find
So
out.
Cheetah Hunt does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat.
Holy crap, then that's quite
Yeah,
This is
Right,
0 to
faster.
70 in 2.4.
Yeah.
And once you're like at those speeds and times, like a fraction of a second is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Just having a look what Rita is. 0 to 61 in 2.5 seconds.
Wow, so it's 9
So it's doing an
more.
extra 9 miles an hour.
Wow. At the same time.
No, in
Just
less time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Rita is...
Right, so we're in greying out territory for me then. With this.
That's going to be amazing. That top hat, the view from the top of that top hat is going to be... And it goes... If you watch that, the video render that they put out, so slowly over the top of it as well.
I know.
So slowly. And then that heartline roll over the water, you come so close to that water. This is... I tell you what, this is going to... For how people were like creaming over Hagrid's, I think this is going to give Hagrid's a run for its money.
Oh, yeah, I've no doubt.
Because I think they didn't show... They showed the raptors like on the track, but they didn't show anything in the show buildings. They were very specific just to show moments that you've kind of already seen, that you could walk into the park now and go, seen that top hat, seen that heartline roll. Yeah, I've seen that bit. What's inside those show buildings?
I think it's going to be cool.
Yes.
I do worry that it might make me ill, but I don't give a crap. I want to ride the hell out of it because it looks stunning. And I don't think I've ever ridden a coaster that doesn't have shoulder restraints that goes upside down.
No.
I don't think so either.
So it is literally, it doesn't have like the bits that press over your shoulders.
No, just a lap bar. It's like...
Flamingo Land.
What?
That has a bit upside, that has the restraints on your shoulders.
Mumbo Jumbo.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about something that goes upside down that doesn't have shoulder restraints.
That's what I'm saying, that without shoulder restraints.
It'd be like being on Rip Ride Rocket but going upside down. So we need to take an over and under. What are the chances of Michelle riding this?
0. 0, I can guarantee that. She's as likely to ride this as you are to say what it's called in the next 5 seconds.
Well, she won't even ride Rip Ride Rocket because it doesn't have shoulder restraints and it doesn't go upside down. And it's nowhere near as intense as this is going to be.
It does hold you in very firmly.
You know I've been trying to get her on that for...
Ever.
18 months. I don't think she's going to ride it.
No, I don't.
And yet you've got Robin posting to the Producers Club, opening day meetup. And Michelle's just like, why is the first thought in my head when I wake up this morning, why does it only have lap bars?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it looks like... so, we haven't even talked about it yet. The video they put out, the light package. Barring the fact that Islands of Adventure's never opened long enough to be able to see that light package, it looks amazing in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, if you were walking in the park at dark and that coaster's going around, you walk up Port of Entry and get into that lagoon and just see that coaster going around that track, it's going to look stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be another one like Hagrid's is, where it's going to be a completely different experience during the day as it is on a night.
Yep.
And that's when you've got to ride it on a night. Can you imagine that top hat at 10 o'clock?
Just being near all the waterways is awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it opens just in time for us to work out all the kinks before we come over next year.
Yeah.
What do we class summer? We'll have to have a little friendly competition.
June, July.
Of when it's actually going to open. Remember your dates, people. It'll be on next year's, the year after's Big Fat Universal Quiz of the Year.
Yeah.
But it looks amazing. I just hope they'd learn from Hagrid, because it's the same company. I just hope that they learn from Hagrid and this opens, or at least they don't. Well, there's no reason for them to rush it. I think they rushed Hagrid, didn't they? Because they gave a very specific opening date for it, whereas this hasn't. So they've got time to work the kinks out before they fully open it. So hopefully when it opens, it'll be fully open.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot to it that's done already.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know, what it goes into, creating a roller coaster, but the track's all there. They still have a decent amount of time. Summer can be all the way until August.
Yeah.
Isn't it September, like the first week of September? Isn't Labor Day the official end of summer?
I don't know. We don't have Labor Day.
Oh, I think that's the official end of summer. I could be wrong. So that's a lot of time, almost a year between now and then. I'm okay. Take your time. Do it right so that we don't have the Hagrid issue again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they've seen them already pushing cars around the track.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going. They've just been pushing them around. I'm not quite sure how the hell you push a coaster car up a 200-foot top hat mine, but yeah, it's going to be one of those that it's going to be worth riding for the views alone. I think like our biggest complaint about Doctor Doom is you don't get the view is fantastic, but you don't get time to see it. Whereas looking how slow it goes over that top hat, you're going to get to have a good look around that park. Going over that, I think, I can't wait. I will make me sick. I don't care. It looks awesome. I hate the name, but the coaster looks amazing.
Yeah.
Genuinely, though, I never, ever thought for a second that is what they would call it.
Of course it would.
But why? I've said it. The reason I said that they were never going to call it that is because every ride that come before it, you look at the last half a dozen rides that they've put out. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts,
Yeah.
Skull Island Reign of Kong, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, Fast and Furious Supercharged. They generally don't do short titled.
Jurassic World VelociCoaster. It's not short.
It's not long, it's 3 words. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
How many syllables? Maybe
9.
that's equal.
I was just counting them.
It's a terrible name. It
In
should have had
your opinion.
raptor in it rather than Veloci.
Will
Should have had
will
raptor.
you say the name if you write it and love it?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I've got a year to not have to say it then. Over a year. It's just, it's terrible.
The JWVC.
It's just weird. I do genuinely think it's weird, though, that they've labelled it Jurassic World.
I think it's like you said, it's a sign of what's to come.
Yeah.
They did it in Universal Hollywood already.
Yeah.
I would expect it coming over here.
Yeah, but is the
it's
land...
the big ticket, isn't it?
Is the land in Hollywood Jurassic Park or Jurassic World? Does it have a land, or is it just the Jurassic World River Adventure?
I don't think they have lands the way we do.
No, I think it's just Jurassic World River Adventure. It's just a ride in a non-specific land, whereas this is in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but realistically, I mean, Jurassic Park in the parks is pretty easy to change over.
True. It's just a colour theme more than anything else.
Yeah.
They've kind
Trees, color.
Yep. They're going to do it with this. The Raptor Encounter. I think if you look at the Raptor Encounter, the logo for the Raptor Encounter is very Jurassic World. I think it is slowly going to happen. Which I have no issue with, honestly.
No. None whatsoever over here as well.
It's a nice, easy way of updating a land without really changing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get some Chris Pratt animatronics around the park and good to go.
Yeah. I'll get Chris Pratt in himself.
Yeah.
As long as they get
All
Bryce
right.
Dallas Howard in as well, I'll be happy.
I'm with you.
Just need her couch just running around in high heels. That's so impressive.
Yeah.
That's your show. I can't even run in trainers.
No. But yes, I am incredibly looking forward to it. It's awesome.
Just not the name, eh?
No.
Okay. Well, I think that is going to do it. It's going to take care of as much as we can try to get Lee to say VelociCoaster.
It's not happening.
So that's going to do it for this podcast. And we will be back next week. But for now, we will end with another listener-submitted Universal Is. And this one comes from Jacqueline Oulette. And now if you want to be involved, just drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com, letting us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Jacqueline says, Universal is eat, sleep, breathe. Catch you next week.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.